Watch, I do buckaroos. How the heck are you? I am Tom the Beer Whisperer for the purposes of this video anyway. So I can just move that camera, you can see my shirt a little better. I got my Saxon Uriah Heep shirt on. Anyway, I had a few folks sign it. Most of it's on the back. I'm totally music geeking out today, just like I was 18 years old again, wearing the rock tee. I don't know. It was nice, man. It was a lot of fun last night. I hadn't done a show like that since, well, you guys know. Um, it was just a lot of fun. Man, Saxon and both Uriah Heep, uh, they were both rather amazing. I probably connected more with Saxon, but Uriah Heep was also was awesome live as well. I mean, wow, they were just incredible. The voices, the musicianship was, yeah, the basis for both bands were, I mean, two of the best I've ever seen, and I've seen some great bassists live. But these guys were on a whole other level, man. I had been buying a lot of beer lately, been working through some stuff I have, but oddly enough, I was low on summer stuff. I'm once again stout heavy, and we're out of that season. So decided to run to the store today, and I picked up. Well, I'm going to call this local because this is local-ish. Well, they're not local to anybody, so I'm going to call them local. It's Piney River Brewing Company. The ingredients listed on this beer are Ozark Swell water, malted barley, yeast, hops, and honey. It is their honeybee Hellas lager with honey. Brewed canned in Bucyrus by Piney River Brewing Company. I am a fan of the brewery. I have been for a long time, even though I haven't been there in a while. So I'm going to pour this one in front of you. Sometimes I take shots and I already have poured. This wasn't that kind of video, man. Just kind of wanted to relax with you on the patio, talk about last night's show a little bit. It was a nice 59th birthday. It was rather memorable. Like I said, I hadn't done a show like this in a while. And it was a lot of fun. It really was. I think what helped me, to be honest with you, there was this kid there who was, he said he's going to be 29 today. So he's just a few years older than Seamus would have been, who was, really into the music, a lot like Seamus was. So it was interesting talking to him from his point of view. I think that really helped me meeting that kid. Wow, let me show you how beautiful that pours. It's some more of an amber. I wasn't expecting that. A little darker than your typical Hellas. That's a problem. I just wasn't expecting that. And I'm guessing that's from the honey. But boy, that beer pours beautiful. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Now I wish I would have. Wish I'd have poured it, taken a picture, because that's beautiful, man. That's. I don't care who you are. That's gorgeous. My bad. Oh mercy. Gosh, it was so much fun. I honestly didn't know if I would be able to last for the whole show. To be honest with you, last couple of times I've tried to do some live music. And there were some reasons why I needed to leave early. There's a couple times I caught myself. I didn't realize I was doing it at the time until I was listening to the songs and singing along, and I caught myself holding on to this, which is what we wear for Seamus. Usually, once I became aware of it, I let it go. But so, I could tell. It felt like he was right there with me, man. It really did. Nice aromas, very malty. Feel like I'm picking up that honey, though. Yeah. Gosh, that is delicious. Yeah, this is your perfect. This is your perfect summer beer. Wow, that is gorgeous. Hellas Lager with honey. Yeah, that is beautiful, man. I'm not surprised. Piney River does some great stuff. They've always done great beer from their inception, but I feel like they just keep getting better. Oh, The meet and greet. I'm glad I did spring for the meet and greet. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but it wasn't super expensive either. Considering it was fun, man. It really was to meet these guys and all of them were very gracious. You know, they took their time when I talked to you, and they knew why they were there. But I've been to others like this where the artists, acted like it was an inconvenience for them to have to be there. But all these guys were so gracious. It was amazing. I was so impressed with the whole freaking show. I gotta tell you. Again, the musicianship on both sides, both guitarists for Saxon are amazing, but and the guitar player for Uriah Heep, who's the founding member, was rather amazing as well. Just everything, the bass players, the drummer, uh, Adam Wakeman on keyboards. I mean, just the whole thing was just so amazing. Ah, damn, I need a new citronella candle, I guess. Buggy as hell out here. Like being outside, but then the bugs start eating me alive, and I hate using bug spray, but I'm gonna have to, I guess. Yeah, I usually spray the beginning of the season. I didn't, and man, they're just everywhere. But yeah, anyways, it was a lot of fun last night. I really enjoyed it. Both bands were just so good, and the people were there was only one guy. There's always that one guy, right? There's always that one extremely drunk guy who's got a seat way back there, but he wants to come up front and get in your way, right? So we had this drunk guy who kept kind of stumbling up and trying to work his way to the stage. So the security would, walk him back, and every few minutes he'd come back up, and he want to get in your way. And then there's a reason why I bought the good seat, right? So I didn't have jackasses like you in my way. Yeah, I got on this site early, so I get a nice seat right where I wanted, right in the aisle, 2 rows back, so there was nobody in my way. The seats are set up; they're kind of angles. I was on the second row, kind of on the side, so there's nobody in front of me at all. And this drunk motherfucker keeps trying to walk up and screw shit up for everybody, and the guy had to walk him back. Drunk motherfucker, get your ass back there. I paid for my good seat here. Get your ass back in the cheap seats. Get your ass back to the cheap seats. Uh, Mercy. I'm going to have one more with you for this particular video anyway. I put some ribs on. I did have to run to the liquor store, but before I did that, I put some ribs on to cook. I hadn't done ribs in quite a while. I don't have my bottle opener right on there anymore. Oh, I forgot I have a bottle opener on the barrel there. Oh, that's handy. That's handy, man. Right there on the smoker. I really like this pit barrel. It's a very easy system. It wasn't super cheap. It was more expensive than the stuff you're going to find at your big box stores, but it's also less than those big names. And I really didn't want to do, a pellet. But I'm not a fan of products like that for a lot of reasons. It's just I like the purity, right? I like the purity of using a charcoal. Uh, the hardest part about getting used to this pit barrel system was leaving it alone. Because I got used to having temp gauges on everything that I'd had before. You don't use it. There's not a temp gauge on this. You just have to trust that the system's going to work, right? And that's really hard for me. But once you get used to doing that, I mean, I put them on, I put the lid on, and don't look at it again. And it's hard for a lot of us not to want to, continually check our food, but you just got to leave it alone and let it go. Using an old glass, because they haven't made these for quite some time. Michelob Specialty Ales and Lagers glass. It used to come out about every Christmas time. I used to buy, oh shit, little motherfucker got in that beer just as I was pouring it. Son of a bitch. I just pour it in. I don't know if I can get it all in there. It's 12-ounce glass, but it's right at 12. Right. Anyway, let me show you that here. I decided to pick this one up because, well, it was priced not bad. And I wanted some summer beers to have out here. The Stone Buena Vesa Salt and Lime Lager. 4.7% lager with salt and lime added. So, it's you're already ready to go Mexican beer. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I wanted to buy that honeybee, even though I thought it was a little more expensive than it ought to be for the style. But it's local, so I go ahead and do it. But then I considered buying just your standard, macro. Well, I mean, I was going to buy I thought about buying a 12 pack of PBRs and just have just a basic beer to have out there. But no, and then I found this, and it was only a couple dollars more than the PBR was for the 12 packs. And okay, I'm just gonna, gonna buy a little better beer. But I thought, yeah, it's Memorial Weekend. Let's get some cheap beer, sit out by the smoker. But this was only, it was about $3 more for the 12 pack. So, like, yeah, I'm just gonna buy this then. I'm gonna have to go inside after this beer, see if I've got any bug spray, because it's making my OCD go nuts. So watching these bugs come around, I can't concentrate on the bugs. All I can think about is there's fucking bugs everywhere. I feel like the scene in the first the first Creep Show movie where the character, he's afraid of everything and he's killing all these bugs, and at the end of the movie the bugs come out and get him. That's what I feel is going on right now. I feel like the bugs are out to get me. E.G. Marshall. I was trying to remember the actor's name. The E.G. Marshall character from the first Creep Show movie. And so I feel at this particular moment in time, I feel like I'm noticing every fucking bug on the planet. I see them all. Anyway. Oh gosh. Last night was fun though, I gotta tell you. I hadn't done anything like that. And uh, I went back and forth when it first became available. I was going to buy tickets, and then I changed my mind, and I was going to buy it. I changed my mind, and I talked to my wife about it. She said, "Well, I think you should go," and I was going to, and I did, and I was going to, and I did, and I said to myself, "Well, if you're going to buy a ticket, you got to buy a ticket before all the good seats are gone." And I should say that all this happened. I mean, all this, turmoil in my mind happened all in about a 15-minute time span, right? I'm going through this. There's this range of emotion. You want to buy the tickets? No, don't buy the tickets. Seamus would want you to go. Yeah, he would, but you're going to be a nervous wreck. And anyway, I went through all this. Like I said, it was just like this. It felt like hours, but it was only in the span of about 15 minutes. As all this, inner emotional turmoil. Then I said, okay, confident. I'm going to buy the ticket. I'm going to buy the VIP ticket. You had to buy a show ticket and a VIP ticket. Sometimes they're combined, but in this case, they were separate. But your VIP ticket, you have to have the show ticket to go to VIP. You can't buy the VIP ticket without a show ticket. So I said, okay, and I did it. Pressed the button, and immediately I had buyer's remorse. And so, oh my God, what did I just do? Now I have to. Did I pick the right seat? I mean, all this, I start second guessing everything I just felt confident about 10 seconds ago. Sometimes it's tough being me, man. I second guess everything. So anyway, bottom line though is everything was great. I was nervous going into the show. I really was. I was nervous going into the meet and greet. But then once I got talking to people, and actually once the meet and greet was over, when I went over to Dublin's Pass and had 2 beers, then I was able to relax a little bit. But I didn't want to have a beer before the meet and greet, right? I didn't want to be impaired at all. I didn't want to have anything to drink. It might have helped if I did, but I was worried. I just wanted to be okay. I want to go into this meet and greet nice and clear. But I had 2 beers before the show started, and then during the intermission between the 2 bands, I went and had one more. But I didn't drink anything in the arena at all, or the theater, I should say. It's a theater. Even though they do allow you to, they did have some booths out there. But I mean, I didn't want to have to get up to pee. You know what I mean? I don't want to leave the show to pee, man. I was a little upset at the end of the night, though, to see how disrespectful people are. And these folks got their beers, sit in their seats, and they couldn't pick up their fucking cups. You know, you've got to go back up there to get another beer, but instead of throwing your cup away, they just leave it sitting there. These folks that are on the other side of me, excuse me. I mean, there was like, I don't know how many cups. There was a bunch of empty cups, and they couldn't pick them up as they left the arena. That kind of shit just irritates the snot out of me, man. How rude are you, man? It's that, again, it's that entitled factor, right? We feel we paid for the ticket, somebody's going to clean it up. Well, just don't be a dick, right? That kind of shit just irritates me. It wouldn't have killed you, it wouldn't have taken very much energy at all for you to lean down, pick up those cups that you throw them away. Don't be a dick. And just people like that just piss me off to no end. I feel like people like that have been pampered their entire lives, and I think somebody ought to take care of them. It just bugs me, man. It bugs me. It tasks me. Anyways, I digress. Now I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna see if I got some bug spray in the house though, because it's making me nuts. So watching all these bugs around here, I'm going crazy, man. I can't take it. Can't see if I've got some bug killer in the house, man. I'm gonna be like that E.G. Marshall character for a Creep Show, anyway. It's about 3, just about 3 as I'm finished up this video. My ribs should be done at 5, so I'm gonna go against everything I believe in and trust the system, because I know every time I do, if I trust the system, it always works. But the wanting to pick up the lid and look at it is very strong. Anyways, I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and all around good guys, flaunch you guys. Thanks for tuning in.